Ahsoka Tano, the former Jedi Padawan, has a number of important stories that the Star Wars series has yet to reveal, following her co-starring roles in Star Wars, The Clone Wars and Ahsoka. The Clone Wars, which debuted intriguing new characters like Clone Captain Rex and Ahsoka Tano, the latter of whom was Anakin Skywalker's Padawan, reimagined the Star Wars prequel era for the new canon. Ahsoka never achieved official Jedi knighthood, but over time, she rose to prominence in the new timeline and took part in several significant intergalactic events. Having said that, there are still unanswered questions about her past. Ahsoka Tano ultimately made her live-action debut in The Mandalorian Season 2, which placed her in the early New Republic era, following a number of animated appearances. After that, Ahsoka Tano made another cameo in the Book of Boba Fett, which prepared her for her eventual leading role in Ahsoka. Ahsoka continued her journey from Star Wars Rebels and also built up the iconic Grand Admiral Thrawn's live-action debut and subsequent appearances. Ahsoka's characterization and background may be further developed by his appearances in Rebels, The Clone Wars, and the most current live-action Star Wars TV series, but there is still opportunity for more content to be added in the future. How was Ahsoka able to flee Malako? After Ahsoka Tano's initial trip to the world between worlds, she finds herself abandoned on Malako due to her almost fatal confrontation with Darth Vader. When viewers next see Ahsoka, it's following the collapse of the Galactic Empire and Vader's death, when Tano and Sabine Wren are out looking for Ezra Bridger. Although Ahsoka Tano is portrayed as a savvy and astute survivor, it would be intriguing for spectators to learn the exact way in which she departed the old Sith world. Tano may have stowed away on a visiting spaceship, but it's also possible that she made contact with a Force-sensitive ally who assisted her in getting away. Did Captain Rex and Ahsoka reunite? Rebels of Star Wars throughout the Clone Wars, Ahsoka Tano and clone Captain Rex remained close friends. Later, both veterans would join the Rebel Alliance as some of its first members, contributing to its founding. Sadly, Rex thought Ahsoka had perished on Malachor since Ezra Bridger had never told him she had survived. Even worse, Rex only makes brief appearances in Ahsoka, leaving viewers to wonder if the two ever got back together after Rebels. Given the significance of Rex and Ahsoka as a pair as well as individuals, it would be worthwhile to depict, if not discuss, their possible reunion in a future Star Wars production. What part of the Galactic Civil War did Ahsoka play? The original trilogy of Star Wars, it is known that Captain Rex remained a member of the Rebel Alliance, becoming a commander in the process, and that Ahsoka returned to the rebellion, but it is unclear in what capacity. Ahsoka Tano is not a true Jedi, but he is Jedi trained and has the compassion, strength of the Force, and fighting prowess of the best knights in the Order. Tano would have been a vital member of the Rebel Alliance, maybe collaborating with Rex once more, or possibly the heroes of the first 3 Star Wars films, depending on when she managed to flee Malachor. Either way, it's important to find out where Ahsoka was during the original trilogy. When were Ahsoka and Huyang again together? Ahsoka in the ship with Huyang since the Jedi Order's inception. The old droid Huyang has been a vital ally, assisting numerous younglings, including Ahsoka Tano herself, in building their lightsabers. Huyang collaborates with Ahsoka throughout one Clone Wars story arc, but Ahsoka and Sabine are the only ones who encounter Huyang again until Ahsoka, when Huyang goes in quest of Ezra Bridger. Given Huyang's lengthy career as a member of the Jedi Order and his role in Ahsoka, these are stories worth sharing. It is unclear how Huyang managed to survive Order 66 and the Jedi Purge, much less reunite with Ahsoka Tano. Why did Ahsoka decide to teach Sabine Jedi skills? Rebels saw few encounters between Ahsoka Tano and Sabine Wren, but Ahsoka demonstrated that the two had a long history together over the 2 series. Ahsoka and Sabine with their green and white lightsabers. Although Wren's Force sensitivity is never demonstrated in Rebels, Ahsoka reveals that Wren is not only Force sensitive, but that Ahsoka also trained her in Jedi methods. Fascinatingly, Jacen Syndulla, Hera Syndulla's son, might have been a more obvious candidate for Jedi training. Hence, a future Star Wars production should clarify to audiences why Ahsoka opted to train Sabine in the ways of the Jedi. Why did Ahsoka terminate Sabine's Jedi training? Ahsoka. Sabine Wren is an Ahsoka, undergoing Jedi training. By the beginning of Ahsoka, Ahsoka and Sabine had not spoken to each other for a long time, and it was subsequently discovered that Tano terminated Wren's Jedi training too soon. Although Wren's feeble Force connection would seem to be the obvious explanation for this, there are other, more intriguing reasons why Ahsoka terminated Sabine's training. In Ahsoka Episode 5, Ahsoka is experiencing a great deal of self-doubt, so maybe Tano was unsure of her own capacity to teach Wren. Huyang suggests to Ezra Bridger that Wren and Tano fell out after the Mandalorian Purge, which may have given Wren enough suffering to turn her towards the evil side. Why is Sabine hold Ahsoka responsible for Mandalore's decline? Ahsoka the Book of Boba Fett's The Night of a Thousand Tears Balin Skull suggests that Sabine's lack of trust leads her to believe Ahsoka was responsible responsible for the Great Purge of Mandalore. Although Huyang points out that the two fell out following the purge, Skull's remarks suggest that Ahsoka was unwilling to completely train Sabine in Jedi ways prior to this. If Sabine had finished her training, she could have stopped the purge of Mandalore or, at the very least, helped more Mandalorians escape the destruction of the Empire. Naturally, this would cause animosity between Ahsoka and Sabine, which would explain why their relationship was tense from the beginning and make for an interesting tale for a future Star Wars film. When and how did Luke Skywalker and Ahsoka Tano meet? The tale of Ahsoka Tano's encounter with Luke Skywalker is one of the most important ones that still needs to be told. Given Ahsoka's training under Anakin Skywalker and Luke's significance to the Star Wars saga, the two are already acquainted thanks to the events in the Book of Boba Fett. Their first meeting is simply too significant to be left out. Ahsoka may have escaped Malachor with Luke Skywalker's assistance, or the two may have collaborated throughout the Galactic Civil War. In any case, Ahsoka Tano's story depends on how and when the two first met in the new canon of Star Wars. Therefore, it should be included in a future Ahsoka Season 2 or other Star Wars narrative.